afternoon. Good afternoon. We are back. Factorio 1000X. As you can see, I've been busy. I decided to negotiate with the biters for more land up in this quadrant right here. It's mostly about the fact that there's a nice big oil patch right there, and I was worried that this oil over here, which is currently now the only thing feeding our I mean, it's not just the mall, but it's partly the mall and our circuit factory. Mall, circuit factory, rocket fuel are all being fed off of this oil well. Now that's still in the, it's still in the 19,000 range. So it's got quite a while, but we are using a lot. Our rocket fuel bill is pretty hefty. It's pretty well balanced. We have our sink for solid fuel powering our radar network here. This is temporary. I was laying it down, I think at the end of the last stream, but yeah, this will eventually, these radars will eventually be strung out along the edges of my base. And they'll still be on their own power network, so that I can just sink energy into them to be my sink for solid fuel. I don't know that they'll ever actually get fully powered up, because I actually don't think this is enough to go around the base. Well, it should be enough if we're gonna adhere to like radar boundaries. That would be enough, certainly. But we're not gonna adhere to radar boundaries. We're going to kind of keep them close to each other. But yeah, we've been setting up, now that we have a bot network, means building things is just a set it and forget it type thing. It's kind of nice. So I've got some mines that are set up. Not quite there yet. We do have to go through and add modules to these guys. That's annoying. Our little tool even allows you to put modules in, I believe. Yeah. That's annoying. Could have saved myself some time. But anyway, yeah, so the bots are doing bot stuff. We have landfill being produced. It is not enough for where we currently are. We are going to need quite a lot of landfill by the end of this. But we got a nice bit of stone in here, nice big stone mine there, nice big stone mine here. Is there one more stone? Oh yeah, we're gonna push this wall. We're gonna push it out and grab this oil, that iron, this copper, this stone, coal. We're shooting for that oil, I guess, as well. Won't worry about that. Iron, that'll give us this iron as well. By the time we get our entire base laid out here, we will have plenty of oil. I'm a little worried about how many bots I have in the network. So I opened this up to allow for 10 per RoboPort, and that gave me 1,400 bots. So, yeah, and that's not even really. That's not even enough. What? Yeah. It's 14,000. Yeah, 1,400 RoboPorts, 14,000 bots. And in the end, mostly all idle at any given point. Got a bunch on the move at the moment. But look at that, there's only 1,000 on the move at the moment. In fact, that's probably good. Let's go here. We're still going to keep them on the network. Open this up a little bit. So we can take bots with us on some of our expeditions to other planets. But we're going to remove, or just do that. That way we don't put in any more construction bots into the system. We certainly don't need any more. This... I'll stop it. Alright, I have turned off science for the time being because I cleaned up. We are going to... So the issue I ran into here, let me get it started to see these fucking power poles that are just not doing anything. Thing I was running into is I wanted to bring more oil, like a supplementary, so the primary source of oil for these things up here, for these factories up here will be this oil. But I want to, this will of course decrease in productivity, give us less oil, so I want to have a topping up system. And I was going to do that with the train. And I'm like, oh, there's oil down there. That's a pretty healthy oil field. I'm like, okay, I'm going to run a train. Because you may or may not remember, previously our wall basically ran right down here. And then across here, right about there. Yeah, where this road is. And then up. There's no room out here for a train to come through. So like I was like, how am I gonna get a train through here? There's no real good way. I mean, we are gonna take some more territory over here, so that certainly will help. But I was like, man, I need more room. And there's oil over here too. There's lots of other resources. Got a nice giant iron ore patch there, giant copper patch. So I'm just like, well, we're just gonna take more territory. I did do it with landmines. You can see all the scars. As I've said before, when I did 1000X in Factorio 1.1, I played with default biter settings, and the enemies were, I thought they felt oppressive, because you had to rush to turrets. At some point, turrets become ineffective. As I've been watching a little bit of Michael Hendricks's 1000X run, and he's doing a challenge run, so he's an entirely different ballgame than I am. But you just had to rush. You have to rush because of the pollution you have to do in order to research the tech that you need. Now he's doing a stop and start sort of approach to the beginning of the game. I did just a bull's rush. I bumped, in this particular run, I bumped the starting area to 600%, turned the biter size and frequency down. Slightly bumped down some of the evolution statistics, but not really. It's not really that big a change. So I was able to get walled in, having only killed one nest. But only having killed one nest didn't gave me quite a bit of resources. I mean, you can see it's basically this whole area over here. Our wall went across here, basically, right across here. So all this material down here was all ours. But it was going to start to run out. And it wasn't technically enough to run any sciences that are military and in blue. Now, there aren't that many military in blue that I'm actually going to pursue. But like, for instance, this one, portable fission reactor, I need military and blue and yellow science. Now, I haven't decided yet if I'm going to set up yellow or purple science before we go. I kind of want to, just because I want nuclear fuel reprocessing, get Covrex from space. I want to have solid nuclear power and the ability to ship out nuclear fuel. I kind of want that set up before I leave. Because of our goal to, my goal is going to be, once I go to a planet, so I'm going Vulcanus first. Foundry is going to be crucial in stretching our resources because of its productivity bonus. I did install a mod. I think sounds fun. It adds some additional recipes to the Foundry, and the Foundry and the electromagnetic plant and the cryo chamber. Like, add some ones that you could argue you should be able to make in there that aren't, the recipes aren't enabled by default. Once we have access to foundries, we're replaced, like, once we have access to foundries and I can come back to novice, we're rebuilding smelting for our circuit factory, and I guess it's also going to take care of LDS and space platform, but you get the point. Like, I'm going to replace this smelting. It's hugely inefficient. I mean, I didn't have access to electric furnaces when I set it up initially. I didn't have modules either, so I wouldn't have been able to keep it efficient. I would have been able to stretch the power. We can see when I'm not doing research, when it's just my circuit factory I'm all running, power is not a problem. Oh, I also installed a thing called noise. Let's go check it out. So I installed two things having to do with, or a couple of things having to do with quality. So I've already played the normal quality, the normal game with quality. In my vanilla playthrough of Space Age, I'm using the quality a bit for my base. I have legendary bots and legendary roboports But I haven't really explored quality beyond that. Like my Fulgora factory uses quality modules in the recyclers. So like I have huge amounts of quality materials at this point in my vanilla playthrough, enough that I can just generally create the things that I want in whatever quality I want, because I just have the materials laying around. But because it's going to be a while before we can even get to Fulgora, and I want some quality for certain things. Like I'm not really going to do much about this base here on the novice. The quality stuff is generally going to be used on spaceships and in other select places. So I've installed a few things. One is there are no quality modules now. Instead, the way to get quality items is you upcycle them. Upcycling simply requires you produce them. Now you can still get crafting speed just sucks, doesn't it? Should we go? Doesn't go super high. It's the same as the recycler. In fact, hold on. Hopefully the stream survives this. Game is going to restart. I just realized that our upcycler mod that gives you that machine to create, basically lets you create quality things by just feeding in a bunch of them. At the moment, I have it set up so that you have to basically, in order to create one of the very best items, currently I have it set up to do. Two. We'll do three. Two. So there. So in addition to the upcycler thing, I added a mod that allows for quality at the start, and so I have access to all the qualities, and the upcycler will allow us to create them, but you have to feed in a certain number of the lower quality to get one of the next tiered quality. At 2 per tier, there are now, I added a mod with some extra qualities as well. So now there are a total of 8 different qualities. At 2 items per tier, it takes 256 of the base item to get 1 of the singularity item. I I was using that. That's why I have a singularity quality power armor sitting in that one chest. But now that I think about it, I mean, that is pretty cheap. Like, the lower qualities are very cheap, like 2 to get an uncommon, 4 to get rare, 8 to get epic, 16 to get legendary. So that's pretty low. 3, the problem is that because it's exponential, the more you use, like when I originally installed the mod, I was going to use 10, and I was like, 10 items per, it's great. But the thing is, 10 to the 8th, to the 8th power, which is how you have to look at it in order to figure out how many, items you need to feed in of the base quality in order to get the highest. At 10, you have to feed in 10 million of the base quality item to get the singularity level, the highest level. And frankly, that's just ridiculous. Now, if you're only playing up to legendary quality with, with things that only go to legendary, then it's not near as bad. Looking at 10,000 items, that seems reasonable as a cost. Like if you want the highest level item you can achieve, 10,000 is reasonable. It's still high, but it's reasonable. But with 8 different qualities, like at 10 items per tier, that's 10 million of the base quality items. So I did not want to create 10 million power armors to get one of the best quality. So I changed it to 2. 2 requires 256 of the best quality item, or of the base quality item. But now I'm thinking about it, I think that is a little, I think it's a little cheap. I think it's a little too cheap. Because honestly, at 2, like I said, to get legendary with 2 per tier, you're looking at 32 items. In order to get the legendary, that seems way too cheap. So three, I did the math previously. Let's see, do I still have the calculator open? I do. If we do 3, it's full screen, I can't bring it down there. Window. 3 to the 8th is 6,561 items of the base quality in order to get the singularity quality through the upcyclers. Is that too much? It seems like so much. Sorry about that. I had to reply to a message for work. So let's think about this. 6,561. Is that ridiculous for the cost of one of the best quality items? I mean, if you think about it, 256 is still quite a lot. I mean, like in the instance of like a power armor, which is what I really kind of wanted the highest quality for, because you get this giant powered grid. Like, I'm not gonna have mech armor for quite some time. It's just be nice to have a bigger equipment grid. And then I can use the upcycler to make some equipment for the grid, so I have a nice setup for the long slog until I get mech armor. Until I get to, like, Fulgora will become a place where I'll be producing quality materials because of the recycling mechanic there. My personal experience has been that that's one of the nicer ways to to get into the quality mechanic. Maybe that's the best way to get into the quality mechanic, because you can just sort of set it and forget it. As it's recycling stuff, the materials that you need, you're getting quality stuff. And then you have sort of recycling backstops to stop overflow or locking up the system. And those also can give you quality. So you end up with a system where you eventually distill products down into quality materials. Now, there are other ways to get quality materials. Yeah, we'll see. I don't know. My stream just blipped. Anyway, 6,500 items to get singularity quality, or 256. We're gonna go with 256. But we are gonna restart here because we want to have a I forget what I was going to say. Yeah, I forget. Anyway, what's it trying to sync? Let's just sync the startup settings. So just load it. Okay. So this should put the quality module back into the game. There's this quality module, because we still want to be able to use quality modules once we get to Fulgora. I missed that feature of one of the things, and then we'll just copy. What? There we go. So we'll build some quality modules. That's a lot of modules. It's probably, I mean, yeah. Okay, where are we headed? Okay, let's... So we need to remove the inputs for a second, because I don't want to start making more. So, I guess my point is that, like, even at 256, like, I I technically created way more. You can see products finished 1925. Because I had a 50 at one point before I realized just how many items I was going to have to produce to get to singularity quality. Like 50 to the 8th power. Like I don't even know how big a number that is. It's gigantic. Let's see. I still have the calculator open. 50 to the 8th. Holy shit. It's a number with 13. 3.9 and 0625 e to the 13. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so 50 is not happening. 50 doesn't even work for 4. It's funny because in the mod, the things, it defaults to 50. It was 50 to the 4th. 6,250,000. So you'd have to create, if you use the default, and we're only going to legendary, then you'd have to create 6 million fucking power artists just to get to the fucking legendary one. That's nuts. Why is that the default? I don't get it. I don't get it at all. That's really odd. Well, anyway, at 2, here's our singularity quality. Gigantic inventory, but look at that inventory bonus. Oof. Oh, I like it. Let's unload that bad boy. Put this bad boy on. Oh, look at that inventory. Oh, I love it. No. That does kind of suck, doesn't it? To have the pin things, because then when you're, that's really annoying. Let's put that there for a second. I was carrying those. Yeah, I don't need those anymore. Construction robots. Repair packs. There we go. We keep those things up at the top. Inventory size grows, doesn't matter. Alright, so holy hell. Yeah. This lets us really get some stuff in there, doesn't it? Yeah, so we are going to upcycle some equipment. We're gonna put this stuff in there for now. Solar panels. Got a bunch there. Got some red circuits. More red circuits. Steel. Let's make a bunch. Okay, so we are going to copy this guy here because we need upcyclers for several things. I do like the sound that the upcyclers make. cool. So this is going to be we need those guys. We need those guys. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, we'll do those. I don't know how many you need one of those. Like, you should get away with one, right? Yeah. There you go. Make some singularity bots for ourselves. Covers everything we want in our grid at the moment. Do we want to get an energy shield? What does the singularity energy shield look like? Goes from 50 to 335. I mean, should we? I mean, I'm not going to be fighting until Gleba. Any fighting I do here is going to be strictly yeah. Do we want an energy shield? I guess so. This is gonna work. Yeah, I probably should have. Leave room for materials. One, two, three, four. We will eventually it's 12 on top of 13 is 25 plus what we have in here. 16, 22, 34 currently. Plus 25. It's 59. Do one more for round 60, round number. We'll of course eventually have some upcycling going on for spaceship stuff, like the grab arms, what they call them, asteroid collectors. So let's see. Let's plan this out a little bit. pickle here. It's a tricky little belt puzzle here. To get these in for the yeah. See how much power do we get? 201 kilowatts. That means 10 of them give us 2 megawatts. We currently have, let's see, we finished crafting those, didn't we? Four times 15 gets us 60. At 30 kilowatts, 60 is... I mean, this is kind of nutty. It's kind of nutty. But you know what? We like nutty. Do 60 of these, 12 of those, 60. Personal battery, singularity, less than, already have, I'll just do 12, yeah. There we go. But we will end up with some good personal batteries, some good solar panels. We'll do these here. What does the speed increase look like on exoskeletons? Do I even bother? I mean, 200%? Jesus Christ. I mean, I've been walking around at 230, so I've been doing 60%, and that seems almost fast enough, man. You know what I mean? Like, 200 is more than double how fast we are currently. We would only need one. I mean, I don't want to be any faster than that, to be honest. Yeah, so it's going to be engine, steel, blue chips. Engines, blue chips. Go like this. Bounce it over. And then steel. Looks like my sun is stirring. Looks like it's going to be the end for the stream. But as you can see, we are moving and grooving. We're not researching at the moment. I haven't been because I drained all the ore before I picked up all the bell. When I see you next, maybe tomorrow. If it's tomorrow, then might be doing some of the same stuff. Might have moved on to setting up the train depot down here because we gotta get a system down here for feeding ore back into the science. Yeah. So that was fun. This is the Colonel. Till next time.